know you're somewhere, somewhere.
Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. So today, Gemini, you guys got Sarah LaCauley, the queen of the outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I always will be, in love. I feel like Gemini, with Sarah LaCauley coming out, there's a lot of things that I'm getting for her and you. I feel like this might not resonate with all of you, but this is what I'm getting. I'm getting that when I was reading about Sarah LaCauley, there's like 3 legends about her, and all 3 are very different, right? Like one of them, she's Mary Magdalene's daughter. The other one, she's just someone who was a slave to Mary Magdalene and Mary. Another one of them, she was someone who was like living in France and was the one that helped them get off the boat when they arrived in France when they were escaping Israel. So that's what I'm saying. Like there's 3 stories about her. They're all very different, and they all have like who knows which one is true about Sarah LaCauley, right? So I think that's part of the allure of her, because she's the Romani gypsies look up to her, right? Because she is the queen of the outsiders, and it kind of is someone who, again, doesn't really belong anywhere. It doesn't really, again, it's kind of like her story. Like, which is her story? We don't even know. Which honestly bothers the shit out of me. Like, how are there like 3 different stories about her? Anyway, but I think that's exactly what your message is. I feel like a lot of people, like if I asked one person about you, they'd say something like over here, and then if I asked somebody else about you, the story would be like coming from another direction, and then someone else, they would be like, oh, like it's like Gemini's a saint. Oh no, that person, Gemini's a piece of shit. Like I hate Gemini. And then another person might be like, she's really quiet and mysterious. Like I don't know a lot about her. Do you know what I'm saying? Like everyone's recollection of you is just a little bit like all over the place, or in like totally different from one another's, and that's what I'm getting from you, Gemini. It's like, I think for a long time, you had a hard time like accepting like all the faces that you have, right? Like let's just say like, yeah, that day you were a bitch, right? And then like other times you are a saint, and then, you know, sometimes you are very quiet. Like they're all true, right? Like why can't they all be true? And that's kind of what I'm getting. I think you're kind of coming to the acceptance of who it is that you are in this read. And I think that's going to help you turn the wheel. I think that's going to help you go towards your fantasies and your desires. The fact that you are all those things. The fact that like, yeah, maybe nobody really knows everything about you, and you like that about yourself. I was watching this Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. Is it Love Fonda or Jane Fonda? Shit, I'm not sure. Sorry. It's like a travesty that I don't know, but whatever. I've seen Grace and Frankie, so you would think that I'd know her name. But anyway, and Frankie, Lily Tomlin kept saying, I'm an enigma, right? Because like no one, like Jane, now it's irritating me. What is her name? Hold on. Oh my God, it's Jane Fonda. Okay. So Jane Fonda didn't really know that much about her. Like she couldn't really answer the questions about her. And she was like, yeah, it's because I'm an enigma. And that's what I'd say you are, Gemini. It's like no one really knows everything about you. It's hard for everyone to kind of grasp all that you are. But I think that has something to do with the fact that you're the twins, right? Again, like you have those 2 faces. And I think that was something that bothered the shit out of you in the past. Like, how can I be this and that? How can I be like, you know, I one time very like nice, and then another time I'm like, you know, like there's like this very different, maybe there's like these polar opposites of you sometimes, but I don't think that is gonna make me want to be like, oh, well, Gemini's bipolar and like needs to get diagnosed. No, I think that's something that is beautiful about you, that you have those 2 like opposing sides. And I think that's actually it's like a unique gift that if you were to embrace, it would be really beautiful for you, Gemini. And I think that's what you're doing in May. I think, again, my readings are timeless, and I want them to be found like when they need to be found. But if you're watching this like now, and I'm posting this in May, I think this could be a really big deal for you, because yeah, like the summer months, it's gonna turn everything around for you if you can accept that about yourself, Gemini, that you are those 2 things, that you are those, or many things, that you are all those things, right? And just how like it was pissing me off that we don't really know too much about her. Again, like you can let it bother you, or you can let it be something that like makes people like want to get to know you that much more. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like part of your allure, right? So yeah, I actually think that this is what you're coming to accept, and I think this is going to actually shift your life in such a positive way, Gemini, because when we don't have that like unconditional love for ourselves, like it's not that I don't think you love yourself, I feel like you don't even understand yourself sometimes. And I feel like once this happens and this like deep, it's like understanding that there can't really be that much of an understanding, like understanding that maybe there is no answer, just understanding that it is what it is with you, and like that's how you are, and accepting that about yourself is what like turns the wheel. So yeah, Gemini, that's what I'm getting. Let's pull some cards. So Gemini, I'm gonna say this is so funny, but like I'm just getting this. I saw Kung Fu Panda #3 the other day, and I honestly kind of feel like this has something to do with this read, where that movie, there was a lot of like the question of asking Po, like, who are you? Like, but like, who really are you? And I feel like that's like the question that we all ask ourselves, but like, who are we? And I think that has something to do with this. It's like you've been asking that question for a long time, and I feel like you've been getting the answer, but you don't like the answer that you get, right? It's like, well, you're this, this, and that. And you're like, but I don't like that. I want myself to be something else. And it's like, well, that's who you are. And you're like, no, I need to dig further, and I need to dig deeper. And like you go and you go and you look and you look and you keep looking for that answer. And it's like right there in your face. You know what I mean? It's like all about just accepting like who it is that you are. Oh my God, that's so funny that I said acceptance, because I feel like in my, this is making so much sense. Because in my Gumroad channel where I do readings, for May, the month of May for Gemini was acceptance. Like that's what I titled the video. And that's like what I'm getting here. It's like you're searching and scrambling for answers about who you are. And you had the answer the entire time. Like you are all those things, you know what I mean? You are. It's kind of like, you know, the Spice Girls back in the day. There was 5 Spice Girls, and one was Scary Spice, one was Sporty, one was Posh, one was Baby, and one was Ginger. It's like they always had to dress a certain way, and they always had to, like, Sporty Spice always had to wear Adidas, right? And Baby Spice always had to wear like a dress, and Posh Spice always wear black. And it was just like this thing, right? Like Scary Spice and Ginger kind of had their own styles, but they were always very consistent. And I feel like that's kind of how you want it to be. You were like, well, I just want to be like one thing, right? Like if you picked Baby Spice or Scary Spice, right? It's like, well, that's who I am, and I wear that every day, and like that's what I do, and that's it. But I feel like you're like all 5 of the Spice Girls put together, right? Like, and it's hard for anyone to really understand that, and people don't like that, right? Like people don't like that they can't categorize you. And I feel like you were being really basic in that sense, Gemini, where you were like, I'm gonna categorize myself as Baby Spice or Scary Spice, and that's it. Even if, or I'll like only 2 of them, right? Like, and I can't like any more. But it's like, I feel like there's parts of you that are every single Spice Girl, right? Like every single one, if that makes sense. Again, you have so many parts to yourself. And if you would just accept that and stop looking for more answers, like I think this month you will, that's what my read was about this month for your monthly read. It was like, you will find acceptance in yourself this month. And I think that's what that reading was important, and it needed to come out to you guys here. Like, to accept the fact that you are many things, to accept the fact that you're not just one thing, and that's a good thing, and that you should like embrace that part of yourself. Because again, it's about this like basic trying to categorize yourself, and you shouldn't do that. And if you don't do that, you will, like, if you kept looking for yourself and looking for one answer about who it is that you are, you'll never find victory. You'll always be running around, and you'll always feel imbalanced. But if you actually just take the time to realize that you are so many things, and that's okay, then you find home right away. Like, it unleashes you right away. It like puts you in a stable place. And there's a lot about home in this card. Yeah, I have arrived. I'm where I always will be, in love. Yeah, I think it's like another thing where the gypsies, like, they never have a home, right? Like, there's no land really for gypsies. Like, that's why they call themselves gypsies. And that's kind of like maybe how you felt your whole life, where you could never really feel at home. That's another thing I'm getting. Like, you've never really felt at home. You've always felt like there's like something that you're missing. And I think that's another thing for some of you. Like, you're always traveling. You're always like looking for home. You're always searching for home. And another thing I'm getting is, like, first of all, home is within, right? Home is where you find yourself at. But again, you've never felt at home because you're always questioning who it is that you are. So it's like a double thing, right? Like you're actually physically looking for home, when home is like here, it's in the heart. And another thing I'm getting is like, yeah, you can't, there's something here about divine timing though, and finding out where it is that you belong. Because I feel like that's what the problem is. One of them is like, you have to accept yourself for who it is that you are, and accept that you have many faces, and accept that you like have a lot of like, I get it. I don't get like a multiple personalities thing, or bipolar thing. I just think like you have a lot of faces, and that's okay. I feel like all those negative it's like people who have ADHD, right? They say it's like a gift, but in the 3D, a lot of people say no, you need to take meds for it, and it's not a gift, right? It is a gift if you know how to work with it. And that's what I'm getting with you guys, Gemini. If you learn how to work with who it is that you are, it's going to be a gift. But if you fight it and oppose it for like the rest of your life, you'll never feel comfortable or at home, right? And you'll always be searching, and you'll always be like trying to understand more. And there's nothing left to understand. That's what I'm trying to say. Like you have seen all the faces of yourself maybe, and it's actually a really beautiful thing. But yeah, it's like you're like searching for I honestly think some of you on the physical 3D are searching for home, like a place where you'll feel home. Like you don't feel at home. That's what I'm getting, and I don't know what the answer to this is, like physical. Like I feel like the answer with the divine timing is that maybe you've never been where you think, like you maybe travel a lot to try to find where it is you should live. And what I'm getting is I don't think you've made it to the place where you're supposed to live. Like you're not there yet. Like let's just say you traveled to many countries, like 5 countries or 5 states or wherever the hell you are, and you're like, every time I go, like I don't necessarily feel at home. Like I haven't found that place yet. And I feel like you're going to with divine timing. Like actually physically, like where you're gonna move, I feel like you're gonna find it. Hold on. So I'm getting for some of you that you keep moving around hoping that you're gonna like find the right place for you. And some of you have to understand that that's like that place might not really exist. It's more of like a state of being, right? And then for others of you, I really do feel like you need to actually find a place where you need to live, right? Like there's actually, like you actually need to find a place to live or state to live or country to live in. Like you actually do need to get that together. Like there actually is a place that is good for you, but you haven't been there yet. That's what I'm getting. Another thing I'm getting is like some of you might have had a place where you did feel at home, but it's not a home anymore because of what has taken place there. It's like where you used to feel most at home. Some sort of heartbreak happened there, and now, or somebody might have left your life, and you don't feel at home there anymore. So now you're just searching for somewhere new. And I feel like you'll find that place, like wherever it was that you wanted to like lay your roots down and like actually move to and put like stable roots down. That's what I'm getting. Like let's just say you move to a country and you're gonna plan on being like, that's where you're gonna raise your kids, and that's where you're gonna set up like your home. Where you wanted to go, you don't feel like you can go there anymore because something happened there. Like something maybe really sad happened there, and it could have had to do with like a lover. So now it's just like, you know, you don't want to go there anymore because it's like, for what? You had a bad experience there, and that person doesn't exist anymore. This is reminding me of Ride from Lana Del Rey. If you like Lana, you should listen to it. Ride. This reminded me. If you like Lana, you probably know what song I'm talking about. Yeah, like you're always traveling. You're always trying to find it, and like sometimes you do find it for a little while, but it's never something that lasts because, again, like you found it with someone here, and then they ended up leaving your life. I just feel like you're restless. You're so restless. Again, accept like all that you are, and when it comes to actually physically, like where the hell are you gonna live? I feel like it's hard for you because where you had in mind of living, you can't really go there anymore. You're not going to end up going there because of like this didn't end up working out. So now you're like shuffling. What I'm getting, Gemini, is that there will be a place that you do set up, but I feel like it's kind of meant to be not like you're not there yet. Like you keep searching for somewhere to feel at home, and it's just causing you stress. And you're putting in a lot of work to find that place, because this is how you felt your whole life. Like you've just felt like it doesn't matter where you go. You don't feel like that's where you're meant to be. And that's because I feel like you haven't been to that place yet. Again, it's a state of being within, but I also feel like even after you feel at home in yourself and you accept all that you are, maybe that's the answer. Like once you accept all that you are and you finally like embrace the 2 sides of you, or the 5 sides of you, the 100 sides of you, right? And you do that, you find this inner stability, and then that's when maybe you'll find the outer 3D stability, like the 3D home, right? Because you're looking for both right now, and it's exhausting. But the first step, Gemini, is finding it within so that you can find it outside. And that's what I feel like they're saying with divine timing being at the end. I don't think it's a place where you have had like some sort of heartbreak. It's not there. It's somewhere new. I don't think you've ever been there. Yeah, like see, it's not there. It's not here. Yeah, it's somewhere else. It's gonna be somewhere new. Because like, look, if you go back to that place that you felt like you could have maybe put down roots and shit, all I get is that you think about the past, and you think about this person that hurt you, and you think about like what happened, and you can't, it's like it's not even worth going there. Where you're going is somewhere new. So first step, Gemini, this is a big read. I'm sorry if it's like confusing. Accept who you are. Accept the light and the dark of you, like the 100 faces that you have, the many personalities, everything about yourself. Accept it. And don't look at it like the 3D looks at shit, where it's like you need to be diagnosed and all that bullshit. It's not real. And then once you'll find some sort of inner stability, and then that will help you find the outer stability on the 3D, and it's going to be very different than where you've ever been. It's something new, and it's probably with a new person, but that's where you're going to go. And that's where you're going to find that home that you've been looking for. I feel like you're like the gypsy, like you're just been looking for where you can like call home, and you can't find it. And it's like, again, it's a state of being within, and once you accept that, then you find it in the external 3D. So I feel like that's the problem, and that's been the problem. Like, why hasn't the divine granted you that place? Like, you're like the gypsy looking for your house, but you can't find it. Like you can't be at peace anywhere. It's like everywhere you go, it just doesn't feel right. And that's because, again, it's this inner stability and acceptance that you need. And once you have that inner stability and acceptance, then it will come on the 3D. It's gonna come on the 3D. And I feel like you tried in the past to find that place, and you kind of thought you did, and it ended up being a place of just heartache. And now every time you go to that place, you just kind of feel sad. Jesus. Okay, Gemini, let's put some advice. This was like such a big read. Okay, so Gemini, you got Koi Fish Spirit in reverse, number 36. There's always enough in reverse. This is like a scarcity mindset. And I feel like, how could you not have that if you, again, never feel like you're always looking for something, right? You're always looking for home, basically. You're searching for home. That's what I get. I got like ET phone home. I'm done. Anyway, I'm going to read a little bit from the book for this. It says, Koi Fish Spirit is your ally in changing those conditions. Wait, let me go back. Whatever your outer conditions, they are temporary and reflecting what was set forth in the past. Koi Fish Spirit is your ally in changing those conditions by transforming your inner beliefs about scarcity and plenty. Perhaps you have suffered a loss and are afraid you soon will, or you have been scraping by and feeling there are simply no opportunities available for you to better your circumstances. Koi Fish asks you to find prosperity within you by connecting to Spirit through spiritual practices. Spirit wants to remind you that you in your natural state is one of abundance. Remember all that you have to offer so that you can generate your own opportunities, love, relationships, and more. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's something that starts within. It's like the relationship you have with yourself has to be like, I love myself. I am obsessed with myself. I love everything about myself. Like, I accept everything about myself. And then it will change your outer. Like, something new is coming for you once you accept and embrace everything that you are. I feel like that's what the sage is doing. The sage is trying to like, I feel like you're the sage, but the sage is also a friend, like a helpful friend, like a spirit guide, right? Like trying to get you to get to that state of abundance within so that you can have the true abundance without. But I feel like a lot of this abundance talk has a lot to do with just your home, like your base, right? I don't know if this made sense. Gemini, I tried to do my best in explaining it. But yeah, I love you guys so much. I do feel like you're going to be moving somewhere soon. Once this happens, it's going to be quick. It's just, again, like, you know, we're starting, exactly. It's like we're at like 7, 6s, and 8s, but we're going to go straight to the 10. And then once we get to the 10, we have these 1s. So yeah, Gemini. Exactly, you're already here, like at the 9. Court for Spirit's a 9. So as soon as you turn this around, you go to the 10, and then you go back to the 1s. So you go to a 1, and that's what you need. You need to find, you're ready for the new, and you feel like you're ready for the new, but you're like not there yet within, right? So yeah, Gemini, that's what I'm getting. I love you guys so much. I hope this helps, and I will see you next time. Bye.